The Supreme Court of United States, SCOTUS, is about to overturn the Roe v. Wade judgment. What does this mean? Well, in the 70s, the Supreme Court of the United States, the highest judicial body, had ruled that it is the right of the woman whether she chooses to keep her baby or abort it. And this is the judgment that was Roe versus Wade, and therefore the right to keep the baby went to the mother, because it was felt that if the woman was raped and then she got pregnant as a result of that she had the choice whether she wants to keep the baby or not. Or if there is an unwanted pregnancy, again the same things applied. Now comes the news that the Supreme Court of the United States is about to overturn it, which means that a child once conceived cannot be aborted. Now this is the overall countrywide law ruling that's going to come, but it might change from state to state, because states themselves have some laws about what happens when you want to abort the baby. It might not affect California, but it might affect some other states which look to the federal structure for guidance. Now, the most important thing here is that this judgment comes in the wake of a Democratic controlled House, Senate, and the presidency. Now, we have to keep in mind that the Supreme Court of the United States itself is Republican leaning. Why do I say that? Because many of the judges on the bench now, the Supreme Court, are essentially Republicans. And this information is told up front. You know by looking at their background which way they lean whenever they give their judgment. So a Republican majority SCOTUS did not help the Republican candidate Donald Trump in his 2020 elections, but now it is beginning to show its hand perhaps to try and make the Roe v. Wade judgment go the other way. What was the reason for this? Now, there have been periodic challenges to the Roe v. Wade judgment, and this has been coming up again and again, and every time the Supreme Court of the United States would just, squash it down. But this time there has been a change of heart, and from what the draft proceedings of Judge Alito show, it may be that the Supreme Court could overturn the Roe v. Wade. But viewers, don't worry, this has happened in the past also. In the case of intellectual property, the balance of power between the inventor and the big corporation has been going back and forth and back and forth. At one point of time, up until 2007, when eBay versus Merck exchange ruling came down, the balance of power was with the inventor. That one ruling, eBay versus Merck exchange, shifted the balance to the corporate, and the individual inventor lost out. But the pharma companies have been fighting it out. Now there's a little bit more of a middle ground, if you will, on the patent laws, intellectual property laws in the United States. But more importantly, what does this abortion law mean for people on the ground? Let's assume that somebody wants to abort their child, and what is the timeline? See, now there is something called as the day after pill, which they did not have before. What that is if you're not on contraceptives and if you've had unprotected sex, then you have a choice to take this pill the day after, within 24 hours, to make sure that you don't suffer any side effects, such as an unwanted pregnancy. So a lot of things up in the air as far as the United States is concerned as to why this had to be taken up now. Only the SCOTUS can answer, and the stand it is taking, again, only the SCOTUS can answer. This is one thing that is doing the rounds today. The other interesting development is how much of a shadow Donald Trump casts over the Republican Party. Turns out not a little, a lot. his nominee, J.D. Vance, has won the Republican primary in the Ohio Senate seat. Rob Portman, a long-term Republican senator, is retiring, and his seat is going to be filled most likely by a Republican, although it is not a given. Ohio is like a 50-50 state, 50 red, 50 Republican, 50% Democratic, same as other states like Georgia, Florida, Texas even. So a lot of things are up for grabs, but it is a given now that Trump is not someone that can be wished away by the Republican Party, which is what they've been trying to do. Overall, you're going to see a little bit more clarity emerge maybe in the next few days as some of these primaries, these are just the GOP primaries, but in the primaries is where you assert yourself saying that, look, my candidate, my nominee won and yours lost, therefore I am stronger than you. So these kind of battles are going to go on. We have to wait and see how it plays out. Certainly, I think the time has come for some of the really senior people to call it a day, and they don't want to be wanting to do that, but I would expect them to do it. Nancy Pelosi, Mitch McConnell, Bernard Sanders, and even Elizabeth Warren. The time has come and gone. Hopefully, some sanity prevails, and all of them have these burning ambitions of occupying the highest office. I think that needs to be curbed a little bit, and now I think they should all take a bow. They have done their bit for the country, and take it easy. Thanks for watching. Please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and do not forget to click on the bell button. Namaskar.